Hello everyone, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. I'm Clark and you're watching Puka GT. Just bear with me a second. Right as I was about to swap to my main camera there, OBS gave me some very scary looking error message. Just need to make sure that we actually are live and there's no issues. Yep, don't know what OBS's problem is. So anyway, bit of a different session today. So last week was, I think, the first time that an exact combo has repeated since I started streaming. It was the first time that I was able to benchmark my current quality as a racer versus where I was a few months ago, and putting the same amount of time into my quali sessions and my practice. And although I had improved, we're talking about Tokyo, what you call it, Tokyo Expressway clockwise south, yeah. So I was getting 158s the first time and I managed to shave 4/10 off it, which is a fairly big improvement for 2 months. But given the stage that I'm at, still a high C low B rank driver, it's not actually that much. And I also realized that if I wanted to climb higher into B rank, I was going to have to be faster than the quality time I was getting. It was relatively competitive. It had me roughly in the kind of like top 5%. I was qualifying kind of 3rd to 5th on the grid every race, which is, you know, it's good enough. It's good enough to kind of build results on. But I always have this thing of, given the style of racer I am, I'm not that aggressive. I try to race as cleanly as I can. And given just the state of daily lobbies, I normally need to find myself qualifying in the top 3 minimum to have clean races and ones that I can kind of generate good results out of. So with that, I thought to myself, what can I do to improve and actually structure my improvement a bit more? And based on a few different coaching sessions I've had coaching with Luke Elliott, I've had coaching with Sammy Snake, I decided to take kind of some of the lessons that they have given me and kind of like follow their advice more on how to like incorporate a structure into my training. Because although I've had 2 sessions with Luke now, they've both been great. There was about 3 months in between them, but I hadn't improved a huge amount in between those sessions. And ultimately it came down to, although I had taken on board everything he had said the first time, I wasn't actively practicing it. So the whole purpose of these sessions is to just build that practice into my weekly streaming routine, essentially. And yeah, just improve at the game incrementally over time, build pace, get better lap times each week and get better results. And you know what, I'm going to say it because I've been this whole I don't want to focus on Dior for too much. I'm going to start focusing on Dior a bit. I want to get up to A rank, and I think this is going to be the best course of action to get me there. So fairly full schedule ahead here. What we're going to do is we're going to start by analyzing one of the top times from the daily race B. We're in the BRZ, so we're going to look at a time in the same car. I'm just going to be analyzing this lap, looking at the line, the braking points and the gearing, and that will be enough to start with. I'm relatively familiar with this course because we had it in daily race B in group 4 maybe about 2 months ago. But this is my first time in group 3, so obviously with that, a few things will have to change. So once we've done that, I will then do my braking drills that I'm going to build into every stream, training, practice or not, and just have it as a quick 3-minute warm-up before I start racing or running laps from now on. It's very important that I do this to build muscle memory. So then we'll just have 10 laps so I can develop kind of like a baseline pace, find out kind of what my times are, see where that puts me. And then from there we are going to, let me just remind myself, we are going to work on vision training. This is actually the most important part of it. So for me right now, the biggest gap that I have is my vision. I'm looking in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I need to get better at that. Paul Rick, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. So this is more just muscle memory, training myself to look further down the track than I currently am. So by the time I reach my break point, I'm looking at the apex, and by the time I reach the apex, I'm looking at my exit. And then by the time I'm straightened up again, and as soon as I can see it, I'm looking towards my next breaking point again. So I'm always kind of one move ahead of where I should be, which is something I'm not really doing. I'm kind of fixating on the point that I'm going through, which is causing me to subconsciously not be set up for the next phase of the corner as I go through it. Yeah, talking about parts of it, dude, I'm just trying to, I had my second session with Luke, and it was just kept brought up that like I hadn't been practicing this stuff accurately enough, so I'm just going to build kind of like my training into the actual stream from now on, making sure that I put what you call it, like focus on my vision training and actually actively do it, because if I don't do it on stream, I'm never going to do it. So it might not be the most engaging thing for people watching, but it's still very important that I go through it. And hopefully those of you watching, I'll have the laps open, you can use it as well as a visual reference if you want. From there I will then go on to my first proper push for quali time, and then I'm going to open up the data logger, identify where I'm going wrong, focus on some weak points, and then go for a third stint then, where I'll run 10 more laps and hopefully set a competitive quali time. So with that, we will open up one of the top times here and take a look at the replay and identify our braking points. I had a quick look at Tidgney's lap guide last night, so I have a rough idea of what I'm looking for. But I just want to see how it compares to one of the top times, because Tidge was in the M6. BRZ is meant to be a bit different. How have you been getting on with the training and practice since you were with Luke last, Paul Rick? It was just one of the main things that came up for me. I hadn't been actively working on it enough in between both sessions, hence hadn't actually improved a huge amount. Grab my controller here. Thanks, Drac. Just practicing today. I don't think I'll be doing any actual races. Might do one of the kart ones for fun at the end. Okay. So according to Tidgney, the braking point is in between this line and the grass there. So let's just see where this chap is going. Okay. It's on the brake actually already. Sorry, skip past a bit there. Let's get the exact moment. Okay, so a little earlier in the BRZ then, he is using that white line as a braking point. Tidge, yeah, he's a good bit earlier than Tidge. So the back of Tidge's car had cleared that white line when he was braking. So you obviously need to brake a little bit earlier in the BRZ. Paul Rick, I have mixed in things. Luke said that I feel comfy with. I feel I can be competitive anywhere now once I know the track and get a feel for the car. Nice. Whereas for me, I constantly feel like I've been taking, one step forward, one step back for a couple of months. I'm definitely overall better than what I was, but I kind of, for every new good habit I cement, I develop a bad one too. What you've been still climbing up the ranks, Paul, have you? I think you were in A rank last I saw you. Okay, get out of this now. Tidge mentioned it's important to not over brake here as well, so I'm guessing it's kind of like a 50% dab. Okay, so yeah, he dabbed it to about 100 there, held it at 50 for a split second, and then trailed off. First corner is about keeping speed. Yeah, I might make note of the speed that he's at here as well. High A rank still. Jeez, you're getting close, man. Be A plus in no time. Okay, so I don't think he drops under 168 there. Keeps it in fourth. And he's very far over. So it's like he's just barely making contact with that white line. Okay. So this part's flat out. Okay. Now, if I remember right, Tidge was braking right as he approached the end of that curb, just when the little triangle was still in front of him. I think in the past I might have been using the blue sign on the left once that disappeared off my screen. Let's see where he's going here. Okay. I think the blue sign would be the better braking marker for me there. Okay. Okay, that's a bit of a harder brake. Brings it down to third. Proper straddles over this curb. And he waits till he leads the curb till he gets back on the gas, but upshifts to fourth. I have a feeling this for me will probably end up being a bit of a feel it corner. Okay, so blue sign braking there. Strong dab to 100 and slowly trail off, keeping it at 50 for a moment, down to third, meant the next curb. It's more he keeps it at 100 for a moment actually. Back on the gas. It's just like a tiny little 10% dab he gives it there, back down to third again. Okay, look where he's accelerating there. Steering input most of the way over. This bit, everyone's flat out. I think maybe there's a small lift. Okay, so you really have to get so far over on this one. And then, yeah, straddling that curb is going to help you rotate around this corner. He's flat out that entire thing. I will most likely need to do a few lifts there. Maybe when I'm going for my push lap I'll try to do it flat out, but I know I'll end up in the grass there on the left if I try to do it flat out most times. Hey FMJ, on the big left-hander, shift from second to fourth for extra rotation. I assume you mean from fourth to second. And morning to you too. Okay, so I think Tidge was using, yeah, the BRZ, the braking reference seems to be a good bit earlier. I think it's the black sign on the right the guy was using. I know Tidge was going around here in the BMW. Guessing it's that black sign on the right once that goes out of sight. It was a bit later again. Is it that black sign on the left? Yeah, okay, so it's the closest I get is that black sign on the left hitting the edge of the screen. It kind of depends how far over I am. Okay, need to eyeball that one, see what I'm doing. Okay, flat out for this first part. And I believe it's where the white line splits into two there will be the braking marker. And again, this one's just a bit of a dab down to fourth. Yeah, he was on it there a frame ago. Okay, so it's when that gets very close to the bottom of your screen. 50%, keeps it in fifth, okay. Back on the gas once he's on the next curve. lift here straight through, small lift. Oops. Okay, so I think it was as soon as he came off the curb and went back onto the road there, he hit the brake. Hey, Forever Sideways, how you doing, man? No, when you shift down to second, jump back up to fourth gear. The big left-hander. Yeah, we'll come back around to it in a minute, sure. And yeah. Good. Sorry, I need to see that one more time. There's a lot going on there. So he comes off. I think Tidge was using that yellow thing in the grass there. Okay, well, he's a good bit before it. For me, knowing my reflexes, it would probably just be if I aim to start braking as soon as I hit the road again, I'd probably be braking at the right point. He jumps from second to fourth out of the corner. Cool. I'll take a quick look at that. How's the stream quality, everyone? I'm getting quite a few error messages here, but it seems fine. As far as I can tell on my end. I'm streaming with lower latency today than usual, which means that I will see your chat messages sooner as they come in, but I'm just worried it might cause a dip in quality. Okay. All good here. Great to hear. Thanks, dude. Okay. Third. It's off fourth. Okay. It's the white thing. White thing on the left there disappearing as the brake marker. Okay. Roughly just after it then. Ah, that's what you mean. Sorry, it was a corner that hadn't come up yet. Okay. That's an interesting one. Okay, it's the orange section of the barrier there that he just went past. 50 up to third on the curb. No, okay, so he's already hit the brake. Where did he go there? It was earlier than I was expecting. Wish there was a way to skip forward a frame without needing to open up the buttons. Is it as the curb disappears, I wonder? Yeah, there's no real clear brake reference I'd use for that. I'd just go like a split second after the edge of the curb disappears off the left side there. First gear for this one. Third gear, bit of a coast. Was there any braking there? I don't think so. I think it was just a coast. No, just coasting. Cool. Okay. Several lines to choose from. It looks good, just your haircut. Yeah. Cheers, lads. Yeah, it's what I do it for, the insults. Okay, just gonna go through again, make a decision on the braking points. So for this first one, as soon as we go past that second line cutting through there, as soon as that, it's like the split second that hits the bottom of my screen, onto the brake, and that will have me braking at the same point as him. Into fourth, turning up to mount the curb really hard, like pretty much left wheels past the white line. What else did roughly around 168 kilometers I think he drops to. Yeah, on the nose. He's on his throttle as soon as he reaches that curb. So this one, blue sign disappearing off the left. Down to third, mount the curb. Up to fourth. Okay, and that one is just as you come off that curb again, it's a small dab. Back up to fourth really early there. It's going to take me a long time to remember all the gearing, all the braking in this, so if anybody wants to chime in while I'm actually doing it. Okay. I'll be doing a small lift there. I need to mount that though. And he's using the black flag on the left there as soon as that hits the side of his screen. I think what I will aim to do is go in between the flag on the right and the flag on the left. So about here, that's where I'll try to brake. Down to second for this one. Okay, and he goes up to fourth. Back to 2. So that's 2 points where he shifts from second to fourth. Okay, he is braking just as that little Y shape kind of hits the bottom of the screen. It's 50%. Keeps in fifth. Brake here. So as soon as I go back onto the road, I'll be hitting the brake there. It's just like a smash of the brake. Releasing it slowly. Third, fourth. What was the braking marker here again? Yeah, I'm not seeing a clear brake marker I'd use there. There's the yellow barrier on the left, but he goes like a good beat or two after he passes that. Like there, okay, so just need to wait for it to disappear and then hit the brake. Second, and then shift to fourth again. Okay, so yellow barrier for the first of these. Second, third. Flat out again. Okay, and it's the red curb disappearing off the side of the screen, so here. Okay, just go one more time. Just want to do it one more time, paying a bit more attention to the gearing. What are people saying to me? I think these races need one more lap. 4 laps is too short, especially if you need to recover positions. Yeah, no, I agree. I really think that the minimum time for daily race B should be 10 minutes. And I'm guessing if it's only 4 laps, that's like what? 8.5 minutes at most. I find the daily race C, like particularly this week, it's just too long for me, particularly while I'm streaming. And I find like the 25 minute daily race C race is too long, where you've only got like 5 minutes in between. Because I like having a bit of time to practice, run quali, find out, look at the replay of the last race, find out what went wrong. Like the ideal scenario for me is I've roughly around an 8 to 10 minute break in between races, but the race itself is only is only 8 minutes. Kind of, yeah. You're actually more time waiting around than actually racing. Also, the track penalties on here are harsh. Okay, good to know. 1.5 seconds for a cut. Yeah, I suppose there's a lot of opportunities to cut. Also, people make up their own lines, and the first right-hander is a headache. I remember that even in the Group 4 dailies a few months ago, that was tough. It's part of the reason I want to try and get out ahead early on this one. Okay, so we're back at the start here. Fourth here. Fifth. No? Okay. Keeps it in fourth. Breaks to third. Really quickly back up to fourth here though. Down to third. Fourth again. Fifth. Keeps it in fifth. Flat out. Goes down to second here and then quickly upshifts to fourth. Okay, keeps it in fifth for this next one. Then down to third. Down to third, I think. Oh no, second. And another, sorry, yeah, that's the other one that he goes up to from second to fourth. This next one is a second again. Yeah. Then to first on this one. Third, keeps it in third going around here. Okay, I think I'm at least ready to run a few baseline laps anyway, so I'll do 10 laps around it. Mostly just trying to get comfortable with where my braking markers are, making sure that I'm shifting to the right gear at the right time. For sure, this car is a lunatic too. Oh, you ordered some new Fanatec gear, nice. On any track, the BRZ kills people, but here it works great. Ants, how are you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? It suffers uphill, the BRZ, says Drac Fury. It does still like to bite you though, even on this track. Well, is it? I actually don't know if I've ever used this car. This will be a bit of an experience. Is it prone to a bit of snap oversteer? Has a nasty turbo lag. FMJ, what did you order from Fanatec? I already know what my next purchase is going to be. It's going to be a haptic pad for the chair. Very lively back end. Yeah, okay. I even find that in the BMW M6 a bit though, to be honest as well. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong place. The M6 on roids. DD plus 18 Newton-meter. Wow. New GT3 wheel. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as the McLaren wheel. It's just different coat of paint. And V2 pedals. Nice. I haven't tried those before. And you actually got the Fanatec cockpit and seat. Jeez, you went the full kit and caboodle with that one. So That's class, man. Send us a photo when you get it. Yeah, I'd love to try the at least the 12 newton-meter. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if you heard this yet, but you know, Fanatec did that full force firmware update. I did that and my wheels started cutting out anytime I had a bad impact, because I always have my force feedback set to 100. Everything on max. It's just kind of the way I like it. But yeah, apparently it's a bug with the DD Pro, that if you you have your force feedback on 100 with the new update, it just auto shuts off on you. So I need to wait for a firmware update to fix it now. I have it down at 75% and it's feeling a bit loosey-goosey, but hopefully they'll fix it soon enough. Seen a good few spinouts at the races. Should see my quali runs then, Drac. Became a hooligan with this car, I'm guessing, not by skill, but by holding on for dear life. It cuts out the work around if turned down to 65 force feedback. Yeah, like I know on the 18 newton-meter one, you'd probably have to turn it down. I don't think anybody wants to go at full force at that kind of strength. I think the whole rationale for getting something stronger and turning it down is it does actually give you more detail still than if you have a, say, an 8 newton-meter set to max. At least that's what I was told. I didn't look too far into it because, to be honest, this was all I could afford. So hands were kind of tied for me. Okay, so we got Lukey there at 2 minutes. He's typically my benchmark pace-wise. You're there as well, Drac Fury. We're in the same. So that's what I'm going to aim for today, just to try to get under 2 minutes. We have a few lads from the chat, Forever Sideways and SRS Ants up at the top. Really solid times, lads. Not as many people setting times this week. I'm guessing Daily Race C attracted a lot of people. Okay, load the Ghost. More about feeling the smaller details, yeah. Probably a safety thing that to keep people's hands on. It's not Drac. Fanatec have put out a statement about it. It's a bug. They're just actively trying to fix it now. Yeah, I saw Sammy Snake has one. Digit has one now too as well. I think Fanatec are really kind of starting to play ball with streamers now, because they weren't for a long time. Okay, so actually before we get into this, we are going to do our braking drill. Paul will probably remember this. So I need to go to 100%, 75%, 50%, 25%, and hold each for 10 seconds, just to build up the muscle memory to know where they are. That's my 100, 10, 100, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then to 75, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and to 50, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and to 25, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really compelling stuff, lads, I know for you. Learn to count with Puka. Now, same thing again, but phasing between them. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You okay? The tripod? No. Oh, sorry, I am. Yeah, it's being used on my webcam. Sorry. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, everything's in use. Sorry. Sorry about that. My wife was coming in looking for a use of a tripod. we're working on a small little YouTube project together at the moment. She's looking to do a bit of a room makeover content video. Okay, now without looking directly at the screen, do I remember 100? Should be easy enough. Yep. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, do I remember 75? 10, 9. That's pretty good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was that without looking. Then 50. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a bit over there actually. And at 25. 10. Way too hard. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Alright, that's done. Mark, how you doing, man? Okay, F&J, off to get your exact haircut, Puka, despite all the slagging you were giving me earlier. Take care. Enjoy, dude. F&J from the snake pit. Cool. Is that an app I'm using for the tire temp? It is. It's called Victory. I love it. It's great. Like everything that you see here is part of the free version. And they've even got a race engineer that I was using on my 2-hour stream that was talking to me through Discord about my tire temps, so I didn't need to look over and see what they were. It was great. Yeah, good to see you, Mark. Are you at work today or are you racing? What are you up to? Wow, lots of people watching for this time of the morning. Thanks so much, everyone. If you're not subscribed already, please do. And lads, a quick favor, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. It really does help get the stream out to more people. You miss Moira, the Irish mammy. Okay, so obviously a lot slower there. And that's the penalty. Okay, so you really do have to be careful. He was right in the line then, having his tires past the white. I assumed the curb was the track limits there, but clearly not. Hangs it wide for a lot longer there. Sign. Fourth right away there. He's hardly flat out the whole way through that, is he? I love that corner so much, just the feel of the camber. Bad angle on approach there. Whoa. See what you mean. Definitely got bitten by that a couple times this week, I think. That was another second down to fourth, I think. One shouldn't have gone to first there. Yeah, Forever Sideways, I'll put a link on Discord for you later to get it. It's on Android and iOS. I need to actually just start putting a link to it in the description of the video as well, because it's a very, very cool app. They have a paid tier as well that opens up a couple of extra features, but the free one is plenty good on its own. I'll need to review that corner. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Oh, way too late. Way too late. Is this a car that likes to be revved? Or short shifted? Okay, let's see what people are saying to me. It's cool. I'll have a look. Yeah. On 7 likes already. That's great. Thanks so much, everyone. I told you it's a lunatic. Yeah. Mark, a lot of work today. Okay, man. That corner you can cut quite a bit. Bump down to 3rd for the rotation, then back to 4th for exit. Unfortunately, I don't know which corner you mean at this point. Ants, that's great, man. Posted a link in the Discord to an amazing image converter for decals that does it all in one go. Let's take a quick look. Nice. I haven't come across that yet. Probably make that video I put so much effort into redundant now. That's class. Okay. Mark, I'm going to win every race because everyone else is driving Le Mans. Yeah, maybe. I imagine there probably won't be as many people setting times this week. Rabbit. Freeze. Was the hunt successful so far? We're still in the first stint here, Freeze. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So want to get decent pace obviously every week, but the point of this format is for me to improve incrementally over time. And Forever Sideways is saying turn 3 for that one, so you can cut it quite a bit and bump down to 3rd for the rotation, then back to 4th for exit. Yeah, I know what you mean. I remember it from the replay, all right. But yeah, good to see you, Freeze. And give me a free subscription to the service, and I'm slapping that in the cards for advertising. Drac Fury. I'll take 2 guesses what car you be in, Drac. Begins with a B. No, it's just way too late with the brakes there. Slidey, slidey. Went a little later there than I should have. Need to put that corner more. Not bad. Let's say it wider here though. Turning in too early. What's he doing here? Is it a lift? I think he must be doing a small dab at the brake. I can't remember, but it's the only way you can get around that corner. Let's do a bit of a lift here. Rev it a bit more, I think. Maybe a bit too hard on the brake there. Wrong braking point. Oh, slidey again. Really understeered there. Just not getting far enough over. Too slow on the gas. First lap I haven't been improving on. Okay, I'll try going a little softer on the brake here this time. Yeah, much tighter on the ghost, but kind of missed my corner a bit. The right brake point this time. Ooh. Yeah, that curve can really unsettle the car. I have to be careful with it. A lot nicer. I want to understeer here. Turning too late now. Trying to follow his line. It's the apex and got a track limit penalty for my efforts. It's funny, I'm trying to follow where he's turning in and it feels too late when I attempt to do it the way he does. I'm obviously not doing it the same, but it's just interesting. That before I felt I was turning too early, but yet I was hitting my corners better. Oh, it's too early there. On the brake, I mean. Okay, let's try not to slide here. Into fourth. Too late. Missing my brake point there. I keep thinking it's coming later down the road. That happened again. So let's see what are people saying. Drag Fury, yeah. Forever Sideways, lovely turn one. Yeah, a couple of bad ones, but I had one nice one I think in the middle there. Ants, Freeze, I can try help you, but if you register and get a couple of free converts, try it out. Cool, nice. Is this one of your own tools, Ant? First corner, Ants. I brake only a tiny bit, but drop down to fourth. Just help me carry a bit more speed. Yeah, so I meant to drop down to fourth. I just forgot to on one of those laps there. It's a tiny bit and down to fourth. I'm just, because that's pretty much exactly what he's doing. He's getting much further over and opening up the corner more. It's one of those, like, I can see what he's doing. It's a skill issue of me trying to replicate it. to keep it in 5th. Got over a lot better that time, just then understeered. Oh, that's scary. Nip. Ah, I just lost it all in the final sector there. No! Knew it would happen to me eventually. Okay, so that's 10 laps. Okay, so the pace is obviously a bit faster this week than I had originally anticipated. I thought getting down to about 2 minutes would be all that I'd need, but you know, I'm still finding tons of time everywhere. So I'm guessing it's actually probably closer to 1:58 I need to be aiming for. She bit me hard. It's a lot of time in that first sector. There is, yeah, like I went really far up a few times and then threw it away in the third sector. And it says one of our SA South African community members created the website. Nice. I'll give it a proper plug on the stream at some point. It's okay. 1:59 coming up easy. Yeah, like that's just it. I'm getting 1:59 and I'm still deciding on my braking points. I'll get down to 1:58 handy enough probably today even. Yeah, 1:58 is probably quite easily doable. My optimal is 1 second faster, as you can see there, 1:59. Yeah. No, like, you know, every time I go through a corner a little differently, I'll be there. Oh, there's 3/10 out of nowhere. You know, when I'm at that point, it's like it's kind of hard to gauge. Let me just check something. So I always use the website GTSH rank to see where I'm doing standard wise compared to some of the other drivers. So far this week in Daily Race B, wow, we have very low turnout as we guessed. There's only 22,000 people have set times. And so I kind of need to be in the top 1,000 if I want to be in the top 5%. And yes, even a 1:58.2 will get me there. So that's what we'll aim for. So 1:58.2 would actually get me the fastest time in Ireland this week, but there's only been 115 people have set time, so not a huge pool to compete against. But some of the top lads are there. Vinny Padge up there in second. He's one of the better guys in Ireland each week. Okay, so my plan is to jump into vision training now, but before I do that, I just want to make a little more certain of the brake markers and know what I'm looking for. Oh, there you are, Drac. You got your work cut out for you now. The Beetle. Jeez, didn't see that one coming. Drac and a Beetle. Optimal is, oh yeah. Have you tried in the R8? More important question, Drac. Have you tried in any other car other than the Beetle? Several of the R8s top my grid. Problem is, the fastest guys have set crazy times, says Ants. Yeah, like 1:55 is insane. Lucky for me, I'm not competing against the fastest guys just yet. But yeah, I'd say down in B rank, getting into the 1:58, well, 1:58.2 and below will probably do well for me. Managed to get top 16 in the country last night, probably no more. Okay. Yeah, it's a very decent time, dude. I'd normally have Sammy Snake topping my charts every week, but he obviously hasn't done this race yet on his main account. But normally then it's always between you, Forever Sideways, or Ants normally not far behind you or sometimes ahead. Even this guy Dave, he is a B or a C rank driver. It's B rank, but I tend to be a good bit faster than him each week, so he's somebody I don't actually know, but I've met him in daily races several times. We always say hi when we see each other in the lobby. Drac hasn't tried in another car, but is there recommending the R8 to me. No, I'm happy enough to... I typically, I'm always happy enough to stick with the meta unless I really hate it. And yeah, it's like a little snappy, but you know, I think I can manage. What do you mean? Shame you can't sort your ratings, says Drac. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Those top times just make it tough to improve on your delta. Forever Sideways, I need that 156. Ants, Forever Sideways, if you guys have one of your top laps saved, I'd love to do a quick review of it. You're in the same car as me, might even chase your ghost a bit. I sometimes find that more beneficial than chasing an alien around. You have one, Ants? Great, share it with me. I'll take a look at it now even. Well, I've got low latency on the stream today, so we can shout out breaking points. Nice one, dude. I'll go to that now. Actually, the best way to do this is always through the friends list. Forever Sideways, my lap was messy. Yeah, who cares if it gets the job done, dude. Oh, by the way, not sure if you all saw on the Discord, but we have a date for our next 2-hour event. Let me just grab it here for you. So it will be Thursday, 2nd of July. Same sort of schedule, kicking off at roughly around 8 p.m. And we're doing Group 3 at Watkins Glen. There's still a bit to sort out. It's definitely going to be 2 hours. There's some discussions that are going to happen between myself and a few on the tire wear and fuel amount and just fuel refuel speed. I mean, just to make sure that we can have a balanced and fun race. So I will get those details sorted during the week and share them. But yeah, if you're interested, give me some initial interest now and I will bear that in mind and then open up official registration once all the details are sorted. If we have a lot of people going for it this time, because I'm only going to have officially 7 spots, might need to do a bit of a random lottery, might need to give preference to people who weren't able to make the last one. But yeah, we'll see. We'll all work that out together and make sure nobody feels left out. Would love to join that endurance race. It was a longer race for me. It was the most fun I think I've ever had playing the game. Honestly, I felt like wired afterwards. It took me like 3 hours to get to sleep that night. It was so much fun. I had 1 or 2 spin outs that unfortunately kind of knocked me down a little further down the grid than I would have liked. But I had a really good battle actually directly with Super Jonico that went until the last kind of 3 laps. There was a bit of pit strategy, tire strategy came into it, and then yeah, a bit of a battle that ended up in my favor, which was fun. But yeah, I loved the whole thing. And I still had time like on the straights to check in with the chat every now and then. It wasn't as isolating as I thought it would be. And Ants, if you want to check out the replay of it, just even sections of it, listen for the race engineer in the victory app that I was talking about earlier. Or sorry, was it you, Forever Sideways, who was asking about it? It's so cool just to have the engineer actually talking to you about your tire temps and your stints. I really enjoyed the immersion of that. Think you're away that week for a long weekend, but let you know. Yeah, cool, man. Collection. Okay, let's take a look at Ance's lap here. It's too long for me, says Drac, but shout at when something shorter comes along for a lobby game like cat and mouse. Yep, sure, dude. Yeah, let me know how you get on with it, Forever Sideways. Yeah, that's just it, Ants. Love private endurance races. It just adds a bit of magic than the week in and out with dailies. Completely agree. Like every now and then I do feel a bit of the grind with the dailies, and I'll do something like a VR race or something a little different, and it just reinvigorates my love for the game. I have to remember that this isn't the be all and end all of it. It's just particularly when you're streaming, the higher the rank you are, the more seriously viewers take you, and the chances of opening up the audience a bit more increase. Okay, Ants. Call out your braking references to me as we go here. Turn one, we got the second line here. I assume you're stopping smidge after that. Okay, you're relatively late compared to the top time even. You are very late. So the top time, his rear is still touching that back white line. You are using the same braking reference that Tidge was in the M6. That's very interesting. I was just checking your speed there. You dropped down to 162 versus 168. I'd say if you, yeah, I was wondering if you were actually faster than the top time there. First corner, very late, dropped down to fourth. Hey, F1M Plays, how you doing, man? I've seen you've been streaming on Twitch a good bit lately. How's that been going? I get the alert and I'd love to tune in, but I normally get that alert right at the point that I'm in the middle of having a fight over bedtimes with my kids. Okay, so yeah. Okay, you leave that curb earlier than I would have expected. That's cool. Keep it on third, yeah. Do you get flat out through this? You do. Very nice. Now, breakpoint here. So I'm going in between the two flags and it seems to be working for me. So I wait till the one on the right is past me, but the one on the left isn't fully gone yet. So I'm about, yeah, roughly like a frame or two back from there. Looks like you're about the same. Guessing down to second here as well, and then upshift to fourth. Okay, keep it in third. Okay, we're flat out for here again. Sans. You pulled ahead of the top ghost there, nice. By keeping it in third. F1M Plays, it's been good. Been getting decent sized lobbies. Nice, man. Is that what you're doing with the Twitch? You're just doing private lobby races, or have you been doing any dailies as well? Where grass meets sand, same as Tidgney for you here. Okay. Interesting. I think the main ghost was where grass meets sand. So, oh, sorry, the one just gone. Yeah, it's in and around the same of where I was doing it as well. I actually find the black flags a little easier to see than that. I have a feeling that if I have weak corners, it's not that one. Like if I was to pick my weakest two, it's definitely not in there. I stay relatively close to the ghost in that corner. Okay. The Tidgney marker here as well. Yeah. So right as the two lines kind of diverge. Just noticed you went up to 6th there. Do you think that's faster, or should I be revving it in 5th? So you go down to 5th. Go all the way down to 4th here. Okay. What's your breakpoint here actually? This of all the corners that I don't understand fully what to do on yet, it's this one. talk to me here, Ants. I've no idea what I'm looking for here. I originally would have thought it was like the yellow barrier. Or maybe where the white curb disappears. I think that's what Tidge was doing. Just after the blackboard on the left. Okay. Yeah, sixth. F1M plays, not done dailies for a while. Enjoy the lobby races more at the moment. Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay. Okay. Still haven't hit the brake. That's why I was curious, because it feels like it's quite far gone. Are you going past it and purposely waiting a moment, or is it that just you waiting for it to disappear off the side of your screen? And stay wide, drop to third and throttle as soon as you can. Yeah, my line through this one I felt was probably overly tight. I noticed the ghost going out wider onto the other curb. So yeah, just back to my other question. Are you're just waiting for it to disappear and then you're straight in the brake? Okay, you get lined up nicely there. I'm in hood cam, so it might be further than I noticed after the blackboard. Okay, interesting. Okay, brake marker. I'm happy enough with mine here. It's about the same as yours. It's in between the black flag and that yellow yellow stone barrier on the left. It's second for this one. You keep it in third. Okay. Okay, same braking point again. So this is those final 2-3 corners are probably one of my more dangerous sections of the course. So what's happened to me a few times is I've ended up too far over on that side, haven't come back out enough like you have to cut the inside of this curve, and then ended up quite wide here, and there's a huge bump in the ground that you hit there that then knocks you onto the grass. So as kind of like a line reference, I need to make sure that the cross section of those two white lines ends up in the center of my car as I'm going over this, then turn back in. If I go any further than that, I know I'm going to get bumped into the grass. My braking marker here is just until the curb completely disappears off my screen. I would say you're relatively similar. You look like you were within a frame or two of that. Or 6 frames at least. Nice. Okay, thanks for that, Ants. Skirt. Third more stable. Third more stable in this one. Okay. Allows you to get heavier on the throttle. I notice you do a small lift there as well. That's nice. I'm not sure if I've been doing that. So careful going around that corner. I remember from last time as well, whatever about hugging the curb and spinning out, it's that little piece on the left there. You think you're past it and you're fine, but you're not. Like if you, it actually sticks out a bit. This one here. Like the amount of times I had a race ruined by just kind of like tipping into the corner there with like my left front light. Just feel the corner go wide enough to feel like you've opened up the last couple of corners. Yeah, I haven't been doing enough of that. Oh, see, we have quite a few people watching. This is great for this time of the morning. If you're new around here, please subscribe, and if you haven't hit that like button for me yet, I'd really appreciate it. I'm a relatively new channel, so every little bit of support I can get helps. Okay, I'm going to go straight into vision now. So it'll be, I don't need a timer on it, but it does need to be about 20 minutes, so it's going to be 10 laps. Just viewing the top lap replay and calling out breakpoints. Eight likes, 9 now. Cheers, thanks whoever you are, really appreciate it. Okay, so we're just going into the top replay here. Now, for anyone who missed my explanation of this at the start of the stream, my coach Luke Elliott identified that this is my biggest weak point, and fixing this will improve my driving to no end, but it's a long road. It like takes a long time to rewire your brain to actually do this. So it's all about vision and looking ahead down the road to what I'm meant to be doing next. Because myself and a lot of beginner drivers included, we have a tendency to fixate on, say, our braking references or our apexes for too long, which can cause us to miss kind of whatever's coming up next, particularly when going through a corner. So what I want to be doing is, even when I'm this far down the road, start scanning, looking for my braking point. When I get to my braking point, I need to, and I'm sure that I'm going to reach it, I then need to use my peripheral vision to look at my braking point and move my eyes towards the apex of the corner. And then before I even hit the apex, I need to be looking towards the exit as well. So I just need to spend a bunch of time here watching the top replay and doing that and training my eyes to look in the right place at the right time. So this might not be the most engaging thing, but it's still important for me to do. You can do it along with me. I'll call out what I'm looking for as I'm going. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay, so it's very small, but my eyes are on the brake point right now. On the brake point, swap to the apex, swap to the exit. Okay, exit, exit, brake point, apex, exit. A bit slow, looking at the exit, looking at the exit. So I'm not calling out as fast here as what I'm doing, but I was looking at that previous brake point on my peripheral. So straight out here, looking at exit, exit, brake points, apex, exit. It feels so unnatural, it really does. Okay, there's my brake point. Or no, not brake point, turn-in point. Corner exit, apex. Oh, sorry, brake point to apex. Exit. Okay, brake point, apex. So that's actually a bit of a weirder one. So what I'm guessing my eyes are meant to be doing there is I'm at the brake point until here, and then I shift to where the car needs to go next, which is actually just past that one. So I'm not even looking at the exit immediately to the curb, and then from the curb now to the apex slash exit, and then exit. Not all corners are as straightforward as each other. Okay, brake points. And that's a blind apex as well. So what I was doing there is looking at the crest of the hill where I knew the apex was going to appear, and then to the exit. At the exit. What do people think? Has anybody tried exercises like this before or worked on vision much? It's something I haven't talked to many people about, but I have seen like Driver 61 has a video on it, Sparks Theory has a video on it. Like, it's something I have seen come up a bit, but I feel like it's not talked about a huge amount. But it's something that I feel in my own racing, like particularly like if I'm racing and the guy ahead of me goes off, because I'm looking at him, I tend to follow. Like, it's one of those things of your hands will subconsciously follow where your eyes are looking. Charlie, how you doing, man? Just woke up because I'm on summer break. I usually don't wake up anywhere before 10 o'clock. That's great, man. Congrats. Enjoy it, man, because I know you got two very busy years ahead of you. You're going into 50 year in September, aren't you? Okay, so I'm looking at the brake points. Still at the brake point. Shifty, apex now. Exit. Okay, looking at where the crest of the hill where the road disappears. So, like, just to give you an idea, right now I'm looking here, waiting for the curb to appear. Okay, so right now I'm looking here where I know my brake point is. Okay, and now at this point I'm looking here. And now before I even reach this, I'm looking here. Okay, and now I'm looking here. Now I'm kind of starting here and scanning further towards the edge of the screen as I kind of make my way through here. And then starting with the, you started with the curb a little earlier, and now, so maybe say 10 frames back I was looking here, and by this point I'm already looking all the way down there. What do people think? Does it, what's your vision doing, or does anybody else work on this? Charlie says, was playing lobbies with Jonico's people last night. It was fun, but I was playing for punting once or twice, but had to let them know that there was no punting intended. It was just the Nordschleife. Jack Fury, you don't do this. Okay. I'm curious if anybody wants to give it a try and see if they find any improvement. Like, I was told that it takes months for it to actually become second nature. So I need to work on it quite a bit. Okay, so apex. Looking at the crest, apex. Breakpoints. Apex. Exit. Just look at the crest. There's the turn-in point. Apex, other apex, breakpoint, apex, exit, breakpoint. Yeah, it's because there's so many. Like, I'll just show you that one. It's straightforward enough. So right now I'm looking at the exit. Then when I'm here, I'm already looking at the next apex with my eyes starting to trail to the exit as it disappears under the bridge there. Okay, and now I'm looking for the breakpoint, which comes into view just as you reach the bridge. And then I'm looking at the apex down there. Okay, and from here, this is where it gets a little strange. So I'm looking right now as I reach here. I'm looking there, but even by the time I reach here, I'm looking there. And by the time I reach here, I'm pretty much looking down here already. I'm starting at this and scanning again towards the exit. like half of me pausing and explaining what I'm doing is reminding myself what I need to do, particularly when so many things come quickly and consecutively like that. It's easy for your eyes to dart to the wrong place. Okay, so looking towards the curb, then towards the apex, then towards the exit. It's a little easier on those like winding corners. Okay, you can see my brake point disappeared over the crest. Brake point, apex. You're looking at the crest, waiting for the apex exit. Apex, brake point, apex, exit. Okay, apex exit. You can cut the grass really hard in the corner. Drag Fury, I don't do this. I just go with my pants on the seat of your pants. Can cut the grass really hard in this corner. Which corner were you referring to? Forever sideways. And was it the complicated one back there? So now with this next one you can cut the grass pretty hard. You just need to have your tires, your right tires on the curb. Did you mean that one? Oh, before the hairpin. So this one here, I assume you mean? Don't even have time to look at the apex in that one. You just, because the exit and apex are lined up, you're just kind of looking towards the exit. Breakpoint, apex, exit. Apex, looking for that breakpoint. There it is. Apex, exit. Apex, exit. Okay, we'll do two more. much looking towards the break point already, as much as I can see it. Okay, now to the apex, now to the exit. Okay, looking towards the next break point. There it is, apex, exit. Break point, apex, exit. Apex, apex, breakpoint, apex, exit. Turn in point, apex, next apex slash exit. Breakpoint, apex, next apex slash exit, breakpoint, apex, exit. Okay, winding part of the road here, breakpoint, apex, exit. Breakpoint, apex, exit. Apex, into the breakpoint. There it is. Apex, exit. Apex, exit. Dark Fury, yes, absolutely. It's like when you're in a race, whatever about needing to look at your radar to make sure somebody's not going to crash into you, checking in on your delta every now and then, or even not being on the ideal line anymore and another car is obstructing your view of your breakpoint. Like, these are obviously all things you have to account for, but that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm working on raw pace, and with that, if I find raw pace, I figure out how to fit the racing around it. Like, that's why it's important to do a mixture of this and racing. And why some people feel lost when they go from doing quali laps only into racing, because they don't know how to account for those changes. Okay, last one. Points. Apex. Exit. Exit, apex, exit, breakpoint, apex, exit. Breakpoint, apex, exit. Breakpoint, apex, exit. Apex, exit, breakpoint, apex, apex, exit. Okay, I think that's all the vision training I will bore you with for today. But I am really curious to see now how this will work for me over a couple of months and how it will improve my racing. The big telltale sign, I think, will be if I make it to A rank or not, to be honest. Because it's something that I absolutely wasn't naturally capable of doing, just trucking away at it. Some people are, but I wasn't. Like, I'm on 600 races now, and the best I've got is to about kind of like 40% up through B rank. Alright, let's do something interesting here. I'm actually going to go without the ghost for this one, because I think it's a lot easier to pay attention to your line and where you're going while looking at the ghost. But I think having the ghost here would defeat the purpose of the vision training. $10 likes. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much. Barbershop.
Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
The blindness of that apex. It's quite tricky, alright. Yeah, turn-in point. Oh, I think that might have even been too early. I might have gotten a penalty for that. Yeah. So let me serve it here. Got a shoot off works calling. Thank you, Puka. Get that 58. Thanks forever, Sideways. Thanks for joining me again. Really great to have you around, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, vision was all over the place there. Yeah, lost my focus here. Breakpoint. I'm going into that wall. Okay, need to kick this off again. Don't want to be starting a new lap with damage. So one thing that's immediately noticeable to me when I start looking to the next thing ahead is my car sympathy is way higher. I'm much better at feeling what the car is about to do. Is that a penalty? Yeah. Yeah, it's such a tricky one, that, when you're turning in blind, just hoping that the curb is there. Ren G88, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for saying hello. Porsche what? No, I was on for a really good lap there. Started to push. Renji 88, take a Porsche. No thanks. Why are you in the Porsche? What time is he getting in the Porsche, buddy? I really don't like the feel of the 911 on any track, even if it is the meta, and it's definitely not the meta here. You're on a 157.6. Nice, man. Do you want to share your lap with me? I have my PSN ID in the description there. I'd love to take a look at it. A bit too much there, I think. Okay. Let's get in way more there. A lot of time to be found still. It's in the description if you want to click the link there, but I'll give you the name if you want to type it out. Okay, let's properly go for one here. If anyone watching who hasn't added me yet wants to, by all means, go ahead. Was that too wide? That was definitely too wide. That was a penalty. I mean, to cut the grass too much. Oh, looks like I got away with it. Yeah, it's probably on the limit, alright. Sorry, somebody's calling me on my phone. Give me a second, everyone. Yeah, I took one look at that and saw it was a French number. Definitely a scam. My watch keeps vibrating though when someone's calling. It's a bit distracting. Oh, even riding the curb. I thought I'd make it. Alright, let's kick her off again. Fresh start here. Okay. It's funny, I've been on for a low 158 once or twice already, and then just faffed it in the last 3 corners when I get excited. So I need to stop looking at my delta, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's try that again. So the more speed I'm carrying through there, the more likely I am to understeer on that corner. Let's give it a bit more on the brake. Too soft on the brakes there, I think. Oh, flat out. First time for everything. much overshot the corner then. Okay, good to know I can do it flat out. Wasn't sure if I'd have the skill for it. I suppose the real skill is being able to do it consistently. Nearly lost it there. I reckon that's my weakest corner, that one. So that's where I'm losing the most amount of time. If anyone has any tips for me on that corner specifically, I'd really like to hear them. Again, never have a good lap. That corner does me in. Okay, just a second to get some water. What you saying to me, Hans? I just want to share my new strat when doing qualifying laps. I try to do 5 clean laps, no path, just to get into the flow. Then lap 6, I go for it. So stupid, but it works for me. I know what you mean. Yeah, you're right. I should be doing that. Prepares you better for a race as well. I think I'm getting a little worse as the day goes on here. It was almost flat out. There was a tiny lift near the end. It's down to about 80% for a split second. Again, this corner, what am I doing? Faster exit than the time I did it flat out. That's interesting. Starting to improve a bit. Just remember to shift down to fourth. Oh, all the time gone, just there. It's not slower as well. Hey, Southern Sire, thanks for saying hello. Being too light in the brake again there. There we go. I don't know, I haven't heard back from him yet, and I don't want to jump out of this session yet. I haven't got the friend request anyway. Might have realized he didn't save his lap and was off setting a new one. Either that or he was full of hot air. Time will tell. Haven't seen any of the top times in a Porsche yet. To be the way through that corner. Straight line it towards the curb and then Played Apex. Okay, harder on the brake this time. Down to fourth. Nice and tight. There we go. Look at that. 3/10 up already. That's a lot of time there on that corner. Ooh, look at the amount of time I found there. Tiny improvements. Too wide. It was about a 10th slower, I think. Thanks, Southern Sire. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm aiming for a 158 flat. So still a ways to go yet. But you know what? I'm going to use this as a quick chance to run to the bathroom, and then I'm actually going to chase the ghost around. I was originally planning on going into data logger now to see where I'm losing time, but like, to be honest, it's kind of obvious. I know where I'm losing time. Like, I'm missing apexes, I'm making mistakes. So I'm going to follow the ghost to try and tighten things up, and then I will take a look at data logger to try and find those final few tenths. But right now I'm still in the finding half a second per corner phase of learning. Yeah, not too far. I'll get there. Maybe not in this session, but probably in time for my races tomorrow night. Okay, just bear with me. I'll be back in 2 quick minutes. Okay, back. Partially refreshed. Man, I haven't checked the temperature, but I am guessing it is the hottest day of the year in Ireland right now. It feels like 25 degrees in my attic, which is not ideal when you're going for a sweaty quali session. Need to see about getting myself a fan or something. Thanks for joining again, Southern Slayer. Always great to see new names in the chat. So I'm going to chase the ghost, as I said. All the usual shoutouts. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet and you like what you see, please do. New channel, so every little bit of help helps. And also, you'll notice some of the regulars in the chat there, Ants, F1M Plays, who normally hang out on Discord. There's a link to that in the description. We organise private lobby races and some 2-hour endurance events every now and then. So if you're interested in ever taking part of them, or if you would like your name on the leaderboard here, add me on PSN. Link in the description, and the link to the Discord is down there too, which is the best way to stay in contact. Find out when streams and events are happening. So how are we doing? Not sure if I know Ryan95. Who's this guy again? A rank. Okay. Alright, let's chase the ghost for a few laps here and just see what we find naturally. So this somewhat throws my vision training in the toilet for a minute, because the thing about the ghost is I find myself looking at the ghost more than the rest of the track, but subconsciously it seems to do well for me. Allows me to gauge my braking on my line like that, which really helps. Ooh, that hasn't happened before. Just as the camber corrected itself, my rear slid out there for a moment. And that's useful. He's a very, very different line to me going through there. Copy that next time. Should be a relatively strong lap. Yeah. Oh, new best. See, this lap is a dud, but there are plenty of sectors I need to practice, so we'll stick with it. One thing that throws me with the Ghost is I sometimes think he's turning later than he actually is, which leaves me turning later and missing my corner. He stays out here. Not sure if that worked out faster or slower. Still under 2. That's good. Even if I just nail sector 1 here, I'll be in with a really good chance to set a 159 flat. Jeez. Not perfect, but decent. Shifted down just a bit too much there, but I'm half a second up. My best time. It's my breaking point and just undid all that good work. No, Charlie, we're getting there. Definitely getting there. So I might actually need to turn off the ghost for that section because I can't see where I'm going. It's very handy in the first sector to have the ghost, but I might switch it off as soon as I come out of it. Okay, what time are we at? We'll just do 2 or 3 laps here, see if we can set a better time, and then we will actually start to take a look at the data logger. Oh, completely flat out. Nice. Alright, bye bye, Ghost. Ooh, we are very far ahead. That was a dangerous thing to know coming into the final sector. No, no, no. Ren G88 returns. Oh, I lost so much time in that final sector. But I was a second and a half up going into sector 3. I was very strong through the first sector there, so within a tenth is still promising. Still might improve here. I think I was on the wall there, was I? See, look at that, I lost like 2/10 on the final turn that other time. I was actually faster there. Pushing too much. Oh, Renji, you're back. 158.6. Sorry, made a mistake. Yeah, no worries. Still a great time. I'll take a look at it in a little bit. I'm just in a good flow here and don't want to exit just yet. Charlie says, to be honest, I usually turn off my times altogether, since when I see a good time in the first or second, third sectors, I usually put it into the wall or grass in the final one trying too hard. Yeah, I know what you mean. I have a bit of that too. I still like to know. Though. It's one of the main reasons I don't race in VR. At least that much. Because I need to know my deltas. I need to know the differences between me and the guy ahead and behind, and the distance from the leader. I'll pick up a lot of time if I keep it in third at the bottom of the hill. Not sure which hill you mean, Southern Slayer. The bottom of this hill. Yeah, that felt a lot faster. Ooh, into the 158s. Nice. Whoa. Yeah, you're right, Southern Slayer. I've been saying for a while that's my weakest corner, and I think that was the difference there. Thanks for that. Shift to fourth early enough there. Nearly lost the rear. That is okay. Whoa. Just a bit too greedy on the throttle there. Goes for a bit. See how much time I have to find in sector 1 still. So it's 4/10 up there at one point. Sour. Didn't cut it tight enough. Good save. Cheers, man. Just slowed the car too much there. Nah. Getting too greedy. Car destroyed. Hopefully we'll be back to normal by the time I start the next lap.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, missing much on track anyway.
Subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
I'm in that kind of annoying phase now where I'm just not stringing it together. I need to figure out that final turn as well. It's either too slow or too risky. That was nice. Supposed to normally be a good bit further ahead of me there. That wasn't great. Cheers guys, be sure to join the Discord as well. It's the best way to stay in touch, but it'll be great to have your names and times on the board and be able to share some lap replays. Was just too sharp on that one. Needed to be more gradual. Okay, I need a break. I'm making more mistakes just because I'm getting tired, and it's a little frustrating because my second lap going into that final long stretch of 40 minutes was my fastest lap until I fecked it on the third last corner. I was heading for a 158.3 and spun out just after the hairpin. Yeah, sorry, give me 1 second. I'll accept those friend requests. And Origi, I'll take a quick look at your replay as well. And then I'm going to take a quick look at the data logger. And we're going to run a little overtime today. And I'm going to see if I can improve on my time. Okay, so there you are, Southern Slayer. There you are, Ring 88. Nice one. Accepted now. There you are, Ring. Have you set a time yet, Southern Slayer? I don't think so. Yeah, I recognize all the other names. Oof. Sorted here. Okay. That was our new friend. Shared that lap. Let's take a look. I'm just gonna have to hope your Gran Turismo name is similar to your PS name. Southern Slayer. There's Ring. Gallery. Okay, you haven't shared the lap yet. I'll check it out some other time, dude. Oh, you know what? I didn't save my lap. That's so stupid. I got nothing for the data logger now. Okay, I'll just have to go straight back in. Always get ahead of myself. There I am harking on about wanting my friends and viewers to save their laps so I can review them on stream, and I don't even save my own. Good job. Oh, I can't see a thing. I think we did okay though. Alright, Ghost. I'll turn it off before going into that sector again next time. I really don't need it there. Just sector 1. Whoa, that's fast. That's so much faster than anything I've done yet. That's like low 158s kind of time. It's because I didn't want to lose it. I really was too conservative there. Probably lost quite a few tenths. So just, I reckon I lost a full second in sector 3 there. Because the time that I set my best lap, the 158.957, I was 124.1, and I think I was 123.6 there, if I saw it right. Sorry, Southern Slayer, I need to go. Gotta go. Work. Good luck, Puka. You can hit 157, bro. I'll be back later. Cheers, dude. Great meeting you. Thanks for the ad. on PlayStation. Shout out to anybody else watching as well who'd like to join our budding little community. You can add me on PSN. The link is in the description, but more importantly, the link to our Discord is also in the description. I post times to the different streams in there, but we organize quite a few community events. Every 2 or 3 weeks, we're trying to get a 2-hour endurance race going together, and I regularly open up the lobbies on the stream for people to play along as well. You need to get on that Discord first. Yeah, it's getting bigger. I think there's about 40 of us now. Yeah, I really do not know what to do in that final corner anymore. I need to watch the replay on it, because I'm just hemorrhaging time. We'll save the best lap replay here, just so we can see exactly how much time I'm losing on it. Just checking the gap right now. Okay, so after sector 1, I'm 0.7 down. It was a relatively strong sector 1. Stayed relatively level with them through here. You can see me on the blue line. Wow, I'm braking a lot earlier. Look at that. I'm braking back here. He's braking all the way down here. Which probably nets him. That's 3/10. Might be even as much as 4. Yeah, but 3.5 tenths. Okay, braking too early again. Holding the brake too long. Hey, I know I'm a little slower and conservative through that one, alright. Braking way earlier here. Releasing earlier though. Okay, so let's take a look at this one here. So gap is 1,750. Okay, so I'm losing about half a second because of that other corner. Okay, 2.2, 2.3. Yeah, like I'm consistently about 2-3 tenths down almost every single corner, so it's almost hard to pick out one specific one that needs fixing when they're all broken. But look at this, there is a 3.8 second gap between us, and going into the final braking zone there's only a 2.7 gap, so I'm losing 1.1 seconds just on these final 2 turns. Okay, and then here, look how much I'm losing here. That's my turn. If there is one turn I need to fix, it is the final one. I'm consistently down on the others. If I was to pick out one more that I could maybe improve upon, that I think would be beneficial. It is this one here. So the one where we're cutting in 5th. So it looks like I broke really early there. And look at the speed differential there. He's at 205. I'm at 188. Yeah, like just from start to end of this sector, from say start of braking. Okay, so 1.1. And then by the time we reach the next sector, 1.7. So 0.6. It's a lot of corners and turns though. It's not actually as bad as I thought. It's probably lower hanging fruit than that. I know it's one that I can definitely improve though. But you know, I get that final turn and I'm already at 158. Irish Lightning, look at their lines on the last 2 turns. This is important. And hello, thanks for saying hello. I think I've seen you about before, haven't I? Your name rings a bell, definitely. Yeah, I noticed. I did notice the line. They're cutting so much further on the inside, and I had been a bit sheepish about doing that. So do you see that there? They're really going right over that curb. One of the main reasons I had avoided doing that was because you do tend to bounce the car quite easily. The curb has almost 2 levels to it, so I'm guessing they're going over the bottom level without hitting the top one. Line wise, they're just, I would say the main difference here is they're coming out a bit wider and then they're just cutting in a little tighter. And obviously braking, whatever that is, about 5 meters later than me, 4 meters. But like, to be honest, at the point that we get to here, you know, I can go about going into that final corner just as they can. It's not like I've lost control in the car or anything. You're almost at a, how slow are we going? Like we go down to 64 coming around here. Like I can do whatever I want going and position myself whatever way I want going into this final one, irrelevant of how the line in this one goes. And it's just, as you can see, 7/10 to be gained there. Yeah, I know. I knew the name. Good to see you. Good to have another Irish lad in the chat. Don't have many Irish viewers. There's Charlie, or as he appears in the chat there, AWASFC. Then we have Spawnsworth, who's from up north. Yeah, aside from that, most people just continental Europe or UK, which is great. Okay. Oh, sorry, before I do any of this, I want to take a look at his replay of that final lap. So more important than that, Irish Lightning, Discord. Discord is the way to stay in contact and to get involved. The link to that is down in the description. PSN ID is also in the description down below, but if you want the PSN ID on its own, that's it there. Yeah, it'd be good to have your name on the board. Okay. Nice one, dude. Yeah, it's getting big enough. I think you'll be the 41st member. Just like as wide as possible. Far out towards the grass here. Not too far. He's more the center of the road actually. Thought he was further out looking at the telemetry. Goes down to first a lot sooner than me. Just coasts around that corner. Keeps it wide. So do you see what I mean about the curb with 2 levels there? Okay, so interestingly enough, he does actually get the tires up on that elevated part. I think what might have been happening to me is if you go over that top point there, you see where it starts to slope down again? I think that chucks your car, chucks the rear of your car out, and you gives you a big snap over steer. But maybe if you just keep it on the cambered part going up, might avoid spinning out. Well, the nice thing about this is I can practice that curb over and over again just by restarting laps. Nice one, Irish Lightning. Yeah, and send me the PSN request too if you like. Thanks again, everyone. This has been a very, very busy stream for this time of the day. Normally these practice sessions are a bit more quiet, although we were trying out a new format today. Maybe that just kind of worked in our favor a bit. Bringing a bit more structure to it. At least the start part anyway. I got a little bit messier when I got into actually chasing the time. Like a dog with a bone. Just turn off my controller here. Okay. Okay. Right over. Okay. That's it. So that's the line. Just swapped it. Oop. Okay. Alright, let's try it with a bit of speed. I'll show you what happens actually if you do mess this up. See, it's that bump. Just throws your car. You do, even with some of the top guys, I meant to check there if he was lifting going over that, but I noticed a lot of them have a small lift going over this. Yeah, even with that. Use the white truck as an aiming point. Let's take a look. Oh, for coming out, yeah. Yeah, it's I know what you mean, but I need to make sure that I'm entering onto the curb before that truck even comes into view, because I can't see it here and I need to be planning my line through. So I would need to, let's say, turn up a bit there. And yeah, I see what you mean. It kind of comes into view. Yeah, might be able to make something of that. Yeah, it might not be, but it's, thanks for the idea though. It's always helpful to get other perspectives on these things. Okay, that was way too, it wasn't, yeah, it was too wide to begin with, but it was also way too much up on the bump. Okay, need to turn way earlier. Need a good turn-in marker, actually. Say, do you see that tire mark there? Will that do? I think that's probably a bit on the late side. Let's try it. So handy when the final corner is your biggest problem. Way too late. I think maybe even the start of the curb is where I need to start turning. So where the white goes, maybe the red. Yeah, I reckon it's probably there. It feels too early, but everything else is too late, so. So that was one of those, I was over the bump and just had to completely lift off. Probably still faster than what I was doing, but actually, what does that look like? Yeah, still throws you even if you're completely off the throttle going over. Wasn't the curb that threw me off there necessarily, or the tall bit of it. So I think I might just have too much steering angle on the throttle. Wouldn't have thought so. I don't think so. I don't think they're coming out in fourth. I think they're shifting to third on it. I might need to take another look. So I'm second guessing myself again here. Yeah, I need to take another look. I really don't know what they're doing. It's funny, on the surface it looks like such a simple corner. Okay, we'll figure this out. See quite a few watching. Anybody else in the chat have any ideas on this final corner here? All inputs appreciated at this point. I've really been struggling with it. Audio gone for you. Audio gone for anybody else? Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3. No, my mic is still broadcasting. Let's see, PS5 audio. Yep, audio good. Just you, Charlie boy. Making me panic for no reason. Okay, let's focus here. Okay. So look, he's already... what's he doing? Big correction. Oh. Okay. So he's okay, he's in third before he even approaches. It's very hard to emulate that throttle. It's quite messy. It's all over the place. Like look at the steering input here on the throttle. Like wavy, off, on. Like it's not like I could say, oh, he's holds it at 50%. He's jumping around a bit. Do a nice ghost and you get a lap time nailed. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, putting third before the corner and only accelerate when straightening the wheel. Yeah. So he goes to third here. Right as he starts to turn in. And he starts to turn in as soon as the red and white on the left there disappears off the side of the screen. He immediately goes to 100% throttle, lifts off entirely, goes to 80, 50, 80, then 100 I think. He was actually on 100 for a bit there. Like with the amount of input he had, I actually thought that would do him in. Maybe he lifts just in time before it slips. And then he's like close to nothing, gives it a little dab. And then by the time he reaches the curb, he goes back to about 80. And then I think he just holds it there. He's at 100 when he's, you know, just a few degrees off. Facing that white fan. I actually think that white fan might actually play to my favor, Irish Lightning. It's an acceleration marker. Okay, we'll give it another try. How are we doing on time? I've only got about 15 minutes left. I'm already 14 minutes over, so I have to go grab lunch and then collect my daughter from school. So unless Papa wants to leave her waiting there at the school gates, I'm gonna have to leave yous and love yous in a bit. It's just a third here. That felt okay. It's tighter anyway than what I was doing before. Yeah, I reckon even that will be a huge improvement for me. Right, I just need to get the rest of the race right. Of course. Posting just way too much there. That's okay. Let's get warmed up, get a couple laps in, and then go for it. Ah, no, put too much on the inside there. Whoa, that's a steep penalty. Don't want to do that in a race. Need to remind myself to flick off the ghost, leaving turn 1 again. I just find it too distracting in that sector. Okay, that wasn't as good. Trick to that corner for me is remembering to coast. It's a lot better for me when I do. Turned too late. Ooh. tighter here. Like, I can see the differences in the line going through there. I'm just not sure how to manage it. And I feel like I have bigger fish to fry with the lap time overall. Broke too late there. It's too tight in the curb. Because as soon as the curb transitioned into the grass there, got my tires to lose the plot. Missed apexes this lap. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I'm in the pit. Come on. Oh, there's no way to skip this either. Trying to restart my lap here. Yeah, I think I just went a bit too wide there on my... Yeah, of course I could. Oh, remind me to save a replay of that. Although it's probably gone now. Okay, great start. A whole course to practice though. don't like getting up on that curb. I don't know how he does it so smooth. I think he goes onto it more gradually. Running a bit of overtime, are we? Yeah, I'm like a dog with a bone. Yeah, I really do need to call it quits in about 5 minutes. Close. Messed it up there. A very good start though. Plenty of time to be found. At least I'm getting good at saving this car when it goes on me. Always useful for the race. best. Also, can't wait for this endurance race at Watkins Glen, man. Going to figure out a strategy in the coming week. Mostly to do with fuel because the wear is up in the airflow for now. Or it's up in the air for now. Yeah, I will let you know before the end of the week, or by midweek even. I just need to link in with Freeze and Jonico and sort that out. TikTok indeed. One more try. I'm like an addict. It feels weird to walk away while I'm still improving like this. Don't like it. It's one thing if I was grinding but not finding time still, but I am. But yeah, unfortunately I'm most likely going to have to come back either later today or tomorrow to improve ahead of my race. Center yourself. Great first sector. Very messy. Guys, I'm sorry, I have to leave it here. I'm really so far over time, 35 minutes over time. This has been a very, very enjoyable and interesting session. Definitely need to start incorporating the vision more into what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm on my main cam here. But look, if you're new here and if you enjoyed the stream, please like, subscribe, link to the Discord down in the description below. But I will be back tomorrow night to actually dive into about 3 or 4 hours of daily races. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I got a good grasp of the course here, but I think I've still got a second to find, at least a second to find. But really, really enjoyable session, everyone. Thanks again for watching. I'm Clark. This is Puka GT. I'll catch you tomorrow.